What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today and Non-Fungible Tomorrow, and welcome to another episode of Clickbait, where I provide you the daily news in the traditional market, the crypto market, and the NFT market, and also about the market in the Metaverse, right? So today I do want to share about one of the big stories, and that is related to Apple. So this story kind of broke yesterday, right? So according to a Bloomberg article, Apple's mixed reality headset could arrive this year, okay? So according to a report from Bloomberg Mark Gurman, right, Apple is going to spend most of 2023 focusing on a brand new device, right? A mixed reality headset that has, worked for several years, right? So, the device could look like a pair of ski goggles based on an earlier report from The Information, and it will feature several cameras so the device can track your movements in real time and see what's happening in the real world. So some people were saying that, hey, the device could maybe, I think this is kind of like a mock-up, right? But I've seen some images before. Yeah, so what I wanted to say is that, Apple, right now, Meta is, all into the Metaverse, Facebook is all into the Metaverse. But there was a player, there is a player that hasn't really said much on this matter, and that's Apple, right? One of the biggest, hardware devices manufacturer in the world, right? So, in the past few years, Apple CEO Tim Cook has stated several times that augmented reality is a promising technology. So they do believe in that, right? So it seems like in the future, maybe they're not just going to go for something that's only virtual reality, where you just fully immersed in another world, but it will be a mixed reality, right? So there will be AR, augmented reality, and also virtual reality put together, right? So I'm not sure about you, but recently the CES has been happening. The CES was actually just hosted like in the last 2 days, right? CES is a consumer electronics fair or something like that in the US, where a lot of brands come up with a lot of new technologies and stuff like that. And the Metaverse is indeed a very heated topic. So anyways, that's the news today. I just want to bring this to your attention that, the Metaverse isn't a fad. It is still happening. There is still developments and news on that, right? But sometimes if you enter too early, maybe it's just too early, right? But when, a lot of brands, a lot of hardware developers start building for the Metaverse, then maybe that will be a good time to enter the space, right? So moving on, let us move to traditional markets. And so if we look at the traditional markets, really, we're seeing some sort of retracement, right? Nasdaq extend gains back by technology, right? So a lot of markets Europe right now is moving, going back down because you have the Fed comments today, and also you have the CPI numbers in this week, right? So basically what happened is that in terms of NASDAQ, right, in terms of the traditional market, Microsoft is reportedly planning to invest $10 billion in the creator of Buzzy AI tool, Chat GPT. So a lot of people have been using Chat AI to interact with AI, and it's saying that Microsoft might be investing in this technology, this company, to get like a 40% stake or something like that, right? So if you look at the news in general, yesterday I kind of mentioned that the Fed chairman will be speaking, and then on Thursday we will have the CPI numbers, right? So the Fed chairman is actually speaking very soon, in 12 minutes. So we'll see if that will have any impact in the market. So actually yesterday, the U.S. market was taking a break. I think it was a holiday or something like that. So there was no trade, no announcement. But today is really where the week begins, right? So if you look at another traditional news, the Swiss National Bank lost 143 billion in 2022. Eurozone unemployment, which is interesting, is at record low, right? So people are being employed in Eurozone, right? So Disney employees are being called back to the office 4 days per week. Rolls-Royce hit record sales. So it seems like we are having some sort of normalcy, right? We are moving back to people are opening up and stuff like that, right? So definitely, guys, if you're looking at the macro markets, do look at the CPI data. And interestingly, the dollar sit to a 7-month low against the euro, right? So the US dollar strength is now lower, right? So but one important thing that will happen that to a certain extent could have some volatility to the market is the bank announcements, right? The bank quarterly announcements, earnings report, right? So JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, BlackRock will be doing these announcements, so keep your eye on that as well, right? And employment rate in Eurozone record low at 6.5 in November. Okay, so this is November data, right? So we'll see what's next in the future, right? So moving on to crypto news. If you look at the market, it's kind of like after yesterday's pump, it went up a little bit, kind of retraced a bit, and now it's really hovering sideways, right? Hovering on an upward trend, but we'll see if it breaks, and then if there's more volatility when the CPI numbers comes. So crypto market cap today is actually in red. But compared to yesterday or the day before, it is up a little bit, right? So these lower reds is just 0. something%. But yesterday, if you notice in the market, so the market right now is 851 billion in the total crypto market cap. If you notice yesterday in the markets, right? If you look at the Metaverse tokens, it was experiencing huge pumps, right? For example, APE token was experiencing 7 days at 22% gains. At the same time, if you really look at the Gala Games token, right? Decentraland went up 27. Gala Game actually went up like someone say 40-something%, which we'll cover shortly, right? For some reason, gaming tokens, Metaverse token, it's their time to pump yesterday for some reason. So moving on, stablecoins market cap kind of dumped a bit and then went up, right? It means that people took profit right now, but still, I think some people, majority is holding cryptocurrency. Okay, so moving on, this is a tracker that we said that we need to be looking at when we have all of this implosion, right? So this is actually the Binance portfolio. So a month and two ago, Binance was actually holding around 60-something billion in the exchange. Now it goes to 56 billion, right? So it does shows that they still have the asset, and we do have to keep track of this, right? Because if you do compare this dashboard with maybe, for example, Huobi, right? Huobi actually lost a lot of cryptocurrency from the exchanges because of the FUD that we had at the end of last week, right? So this has to recalibrate again, because when you click on this, so you can track this on Nansen portfolio. They made it free. So if you're worried about your exchange or whether the tokens outflow are high, definitely check this out. But if you really look at Nansen right now and look at what smart money is doing, you can actually see that smart money has been buying stake ether, right? Because, and also stable coins, right? So they're moving on to stable coins because there ought to be some volatility, on Thursday when the CPI numbers come in. But at the same time, they're moving to stake ether because the ETH unstaking will happen sometime in March. It will begin to unstake the Ethereum. So it means that people could start redeeming some of the Ethereum, and at the same time, that's the reason why the Lighter token was actually pumping, right? So moving on, guys, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust jumped 12% now in discount. So usually the discount, it shows that the interest in the institution in Bitcoin when you look at the scale the trust. But it's kind of interesting. I think this is a standalone event because on Monday, the market basically rallied. Crypto rallied a little bit, and that's why the discount was actually narrowed. But it doesn't mean that Grayscale is not out of the woods, right? Grayscale's mother company, DCG, still owes Gemini some money based on due to Genesis, right? So there is still this shadow of something that could explode or whatever that could still happen that we still have to monitor, right? So I mentioned yesterday, Gala token saw over 140% over the week as gaming NFT coin rally. But one thing you do need to know that Sandbox, all of these Metaverse token basically just rallied. So you do see some of these altcoin pumps from time to time. But compared to the all-time high, it is still down a lot, right? It's still down 94.8% from its historical all-time high, right? So it does show you that these altcoins, these Metaverse tokens are actually very risky investments, right? So moving on to NFT, since we're talking about the subject matter, actually I would say that the blue chip index is kind of moving sideways. And same for the total market cap volume. If you look at marketplaces in the last 24 hours, OpenSea is still leading, but Blur, when accumulated together, could take up is actually second, right? So trading OpenSea is still kind of decaying in the last 24 hours in trading volume. But as you can see here in the last 7 days, trading volume, right? The market cap is and trading volume is actually going slightly downwards, right? So we kind of mentioned, and I also kind of tweeted that the NFT market, right, especially the Bored Ape Yuga ecosystem, a lot of these banned out. So a lot of people were actually borrowing money to buy Bored Ape Yuga NFTs, right? So to a certain extent, that one could also be caused by that. So be careful. That could mean volatility, right? So moving on, today I actually found out that Zoom in their blog announced, very low key announced 5 days ago, that they have Zoom avatars where you can create avatars that look like human avatars and join Zoom calls. And then they kind of say that, hey, if you don't want people to see you, if you want to do other type of stuff or have fun, you could use these Zoom avatars. So right now, all you have to do is actually go to your video, go to video settings. In the past, they have animal avatars. Now they have human avatars. But it really shows you that they're pivoting towards avatars, right? So the metaverse is not a fad. And I have been mentioning all the time, a lot of times that 2023 will be the year of virtual avatars, and we'll have to see, right? But it's interesting to see, Zoom rolling out the avatars. It's still in beta. I can't access it for some reason, but I'm not sure in your region is it enabled. If it's enabled, tell me what you think, right? Do you think these are helpful in virtual calls using virtual avatars? So moving on to continuing to NFT news, just want to shout out to a good friend, Mika, who's from LFG News. If you have been noticing that I have been using LFG News on a daily basis to provide NFT updates, right? Mika is actually very helpful, and even in the bear market, even there's not a lot of attention to the content, he is still rolling out a lot of these daily updates, which I really appreciate. I was actually having a chat with him on Discord yesterday. We shared some of our struggles as content creators. We shared some of our struggles as investors or even flippers in the space, and how we miss out to certain big gains. But I think one of the beautiful thing is that the beauty of the space is the friendship that you make, right? For me, it's not really like making a lot of money. Of course, making money is good to have, but especially in a bear market, building true friendship and having people that can relate with you, right, is something that I really appreciate, right? So after having these heartfelt chat, he was very kind enough to give me a 1 out of 1 NFT that is in my likeness. So comment below if you think this look like me, but I just want to shout out to him for giving me this Green Pea NFT, which is this project. 1 out of 1, just as a gesture of friendship, and also things that we built in this Web3 space, right? And I kind of animated it, right? So anyways, LFG news, what news do we have? So friendship braces, right, is for some very weird reason. Okay, sorry guys, I think there was some issue with the connection. So if you're watching this, hopefully I'm back online. But don't miss this if you have upload NFT because there's a chance that you might have 0.5 ETH for free, right? So Chamber's Twitter was hacked. Be safe. Gary Layden from Digitagaku is gonna do something with Super Bowl for free mints NFT, that type of stuff. Luca next tease Rock City on his OpenSea banner. So maybe Peggy Penguins will have some sort of metaverse type of stuff, right? So anyways, that's it for today, guys. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC. Stay safe. If you hold any Rug Radio token, feel free to hashtag Non-Fungible TC on Twitter. We treat the content, like and comment for a chance to win tokens. So, oh, hello. I don't know who's this, but nice to meet you. Welcome. DeFi guy, welcome. Hope you like seeing your virtual avatar here when you say hello, right? So for those of you who do not know, you can actually scan the QR code on the top and comment on the YouTube video to see your virtual avatar. And there's a lot of games that we can play, but if you have more people, it'll be really exciting. But anyways, that's it, guys. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out. Oh, I forgot to wrap up. Yeah, this is your host, right? Signing out.